So, you've now predicted it. Would anyone like to volunteer? There's no pressure. Would anyone like to volunteer to share their prediction with us before we find the answer? Don't speak at once, all of you. I know it's... Would there anyone? You know, I mean, I thought I had a relationship with some of you here, like Adam, for example. I chatted to him today. I thought some of you would just be friends to me and help me out here on the stage. At all. Give them a round of applause and a copy of my book. Yes. You see, points mean prizes.
Thanks.
Good man, Adam.
No problem.
What have you predicted?
Builder, I think.
Oh. So let's do this. Whoops.
You want me up here?
No, you can sit down now. But, no. Adam. So Adam, you predicted number 1, builder. What's number 2?
Searcher.
Searcher. Number 3?
Spirit.
Spirit. And your lowest?
Lowest was probably
Defender. Okay, so that's the prediction. Now, you will find the actual, there's a envelope on the desk. I would like you to open up the envelope and find your map and have a look and compare your top 3 and lowest with what the map says. Have a look. Page 6 will give you a view of your top 3 motivators, as will page 13, as will page 7, 8 and 9. So page 6, 7, 8, 9 will give you So have a look at your motivators and then ask yourself this question: how close were you to your prediction? Close? Not in the correct order. That's very good. Impressive. Very impressive. Well done. Very impressive. Okay, Adam, would you like to share with us? What did you make it?
Okay, so expert was my highest.
which is not even in his top 3.
No.
Okay, number 2?
Searcher.
Oh, very good. Look at that. Very good.
And number 3, creator.
Oh, so what we've got here, what was your lowest?
The lowest was
Star. So basically, Adam is a good guy. He's doing a fantastic job up in Glasgow. We like him. He's a high performer. So there's no question of criticising him. But does he know himself particularly well? Actually, no. And this is typical. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't know yourself particularly well, what chance do you think you've got of really anticipating what your staff really want? The answer is, it's a very low probability. And this is the thing about it. The really worst managers I deal with, so please don't say this to me later on because I'll have to assume the worst. Say to me, I know my people. You know, how many times have I heard people say, I know my people? Well, in a sense, of course you know your people. You've been working with them for years. But actually, whether you really know what motivates them is a totally different question. And what we're talking about here is laser precision. Motivators change over time. This is not fixed. You are not fixed at this. Over time, motivators change. I haven't got time to explain why this happens and how it happens and what to do about it now, okay? But trust me, this is not stereotyping you. Adam is not going to be necessarily an expert number 1 forever, but he's expert now. He's likely to stay an expert for 18 months, 2 years, 3 years maybe, slightly longer sometimes. But this is important information that I, as his manager, need to know about Adam if I'm going to actually motivate him. So, for example, we call it reward strategies. We give people what they want. I've got a son who's 21 years old. I've actually got one who's 39 as well. But anyway, I've got a son who's 21 years old. He was brought up in his teen years with his father developing this product. So when he did his education, we use this information about his product. We got him to do it. You know, a 15-year-old can do this. We got him to do this in order to set him homework assignments that would motivate him. It was an amazing success because we actually tapped into and it wasn't just his homework, it was what he was doing in his social life. So, for example, when he was 15, Star, the one that's your lowest, That was his second motivator. So we had to give him sports where he could be a star. So, for example, he went into karate. So he got those, you know, those belts. You went from your white belt to your green belt to your, you know, all these. So that was a sort of like a sport where the recognition was built into your development as you went to the thing. And that was massively motivating for him. So my own child, I've used this stuff on, and he went on and became very successful. What he did at 21, he's been very successful in following what he wanted to do, fulfilling his motivators. So we reward these things. We don't say, oh, so Adam's an expert, so that's no more training for him this year, because that's going to demotivate him. On the contrary, he needs a coach. He's crying out for a coach. I can see it right now. He needs learning and development. He loves learning new stuff. By the way, the searcher motivator, his second motivator, which is actually the dominant motivator of the people in this room, is the most customer-friendly of all the motivators, because it's about making a difference for somebody else. So people who've got searcher tend to be really customer-focused. So getting feedback is nectar from heaven for people who have got search in their profile. That's what you should be doing. You should be doing it formally, informally, systematizing feedback so that you get loads of this stuff. Have it on your website, have it on your windows when people come in, have all this stuff. Feedback from customers who are satisfied and happy. Quite apart from word-of-mouth advertising, which Mark mentioned, which is so powerful, this makes the staff feel so good as well. So what would I do with Adam if I was actually his manager? I'd be looking at his CPD or PDP, his personal development plan for the forthcoming year. I'd make sure there's tons of development stuff because it's going to motivate him. I would actually make sure the feedback, he was getting regular feedback from me as manager. So whether that's weekly or monthly, at whatever level you're at, he needs loads of quality feedback. I need to make sure his mission's okay because he loves mission as well. And here's the kicker, really. Look at that. He wants to innovate. He wants to do new things. What's in the pipeline for Motorpoint over the next 6 months, which is new, exciting, and dynamic? Where have I got a general manager who might want to take on some creative solutions to solve it if I wanted to pilot it anywhere? Hey, I've already identified Adam. Congratulations, some work's coming your way. Marvelous. So can you see what I'm getting at with this? It's actually, these are hot buttons, and so they're actually sales things. By the way, I have in the last, I'm not boasting in saying this, because well, I'm not a particularly good salesperson myself. I'm not particularly good at selling, right? But I've been in business for 20 years, so I am in sales all the time. In the last 3 months, I have probably had 20 new clients come on board in my system for Motivational Matters. And I'm not even trying, all right? And I don't even have to sell particularly, because the first thing I do when I get a web or somebody refers somebody to me is I say to them, oh, excuse me, first question, how did you hear about me? And so the second question is, have you actually done a motivational map? No. I said, well, tell you what, before we go any further in this conversation, why don't you do one? Have a complimentary map on me. And they do a map. And then as soon as I look at the map, I know what they want. I know what they want. In fact, this profile for me is ideal because actual fact, I'm a trainer. So expertise, I could sell to Adam all day long because I know he loves training. He loves creative solutions. He likes new stuff. If he was a defender and a star, for me to sell would be very difficult because that's actually, a defender's going to double check, triple check, actually be really certain before they move on something. They're much slower to make a decision. So that's going to be much more tricky. So this actually tells me what people want. Now, whether we're selling literally, i.e. for cash, or whether we're selling to our staff, it's the same game, isn't it? You've got to sell your ideas to your people in your teams. What if you know the kind of language that's going to turn them on, the way you position it? Because we can position these things any way we want. Why not, in the case of Adam, position it around training and development? Why not in the case of somebody else? You see, Defender, what they want are warranties and guarantees. They don't want to make a mistake. So if I'm dealing with them, I've got to make sure they're absolutely certain that making the choice of dealing with me is the right thing. So that's about plans. It's about written communication. It's about triplicate. It's about having stuff really reinforced. So for all of these motivators, there's a way of approaching it that's going to turn people on and there's a way of approaching it which is going to turn them off. Which one are we doing? So I'd like you to do...